is your name?
Good day everybody and welcome back to Do Nothing Gaming. My name is Muse. This is indeed Barry the Hatchet 2.
Hey-o.
And we are in Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Oh, it feels good to be back in a Souls game. Let's do something new to Dark Souls 2, shall we? Let's see. Bam! We're already doing new things. Got a torch. Now, I've skipped the intro, as is tradition. We haven't missed much. I wandered into a room full of mystic hags and had a meaningful conversation.
You lose your souls. All of them.
But now, here we are in the tutorial area of Things Betwixt. So, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is, well, it's kind of a remaster of Dark Souls 2, but they also changed things up. They moved around items and enemies, and generally made it a more interesting sort of place for people to go through if they'd already been through the original Dark Souls quite a bit. So it's kind of like the definitive version of Souls 2. And yeah, it's got some stuff that's new to this version compared to Souls 2, obviously. But there's also all the stuff that's new between 2 and 1. So we're going to have a lot to talk about today and over the coming weeks. I'm just running through the tutorial area again because it has been time since I last played this game. And I don't generally play this game as an axeman. But, of course, this is Barry new. He is one of the hatchets, and therefore he will be an axeman throughout this playthrough.
I'm a nice man!
He's got a few different tricks up his sleeve, though, compared to Barry 1. If you watched my Dark Souls 1 playthrough, hopefully you did. The audio is a bit shite, but that's only for the first episode and a half. After that it gets pretty cool, I think. But yeah, Barry 1 was also an axeman, but he was also a bit of a pyromancer. He liked shields a lot as well. Barry 2 doesn't like shields. Barry 2, he's going to have some different tricks up his sleeve. So yeah, it's come back to me now. All the controls, the movement, everything feels good. We can run up here. Light another torch maybe? Let's deal with these lads first. Yep. Archer. Yep, just let him hit me, why not? And there we go, let there be light. Light is important in some parts of Dark Souls 2. Not all of it. But yeah, there's definitely parts where you want torches handy. And it's a nest. Sorry? Yeah, we'll come back to that nest in a moment. I just want to light this torch down here for reasons that are probably just OCD related. Because now I can put my torch away and we'll stop burning down the timer. Lovely. Now let us climb that ladder and see what that nest was all about. Folks that have played Souls 1 would be familiar with these nests, because it's the crows. You can talk to me again, lads?
Yes, you! Give us Suki!
There we go. So yeah, we can gather items throughout the game and bring them here. And because I selected one as my starting gift, we've got a petrified something. Now, I believe it's leave. Silky smooth. And we've got an old whip. Lovely. We are not going to use that through this playthrough. But we've also got a little one that I picked up on the way here. So we'll drop that off as well. Yeah. And it's a fire drake stone, which we'll probably not use. Lovely stuff. Now we should probably continue on the old main path up. There's another bit of tutorial there, but I don't know if it's worth going in that bit. And then we've also got a third one up here, I think. And we can't actually get into that one just yet, because there's a statue blocking the gate. His positioning there was a new thing for Scholar. He wasn't there in vanilla. But he's there now. So we'll just go about our business and wander into the game proper, shall we? Down the old long windy tunnel. Awful lot of bloodstains in this tunnel, given how near to the start of the game we are, but hey ho. And we come to Majula. Lovely stuff, right in the sunlight, and it all looks nice. And this area is going to be like our home base. So we'll just pick that up whilst we work our way down. And now we'll look for a gap here. Is this the gap we need? Yes. Bomb. And now we can drop down and take a slightly different route to Majula, which lets us pick up a Morning Star, which I would normally make great use of if I was playing a normal sort of character, and binoculars, which we might use every now and again to take a good look around and see what's what. But now here we are in Majula proper, and here is our home bonfire. Lovely stuff. Now you'll see in Dark Souls 2 we can travel between bonfires from the start of the game. We don't need to worry about picking up a Lord Vessel or anything. This is exciting. Unless you're a Dark Souls 1 purist, in which case it's easy mode.
Hey, the daft ass.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
Lovely. It's an Estus flask, just off this random green lady.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
And now we've got a mission. Let's go and seek King Vendrick.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
So we've got to gather souls before we can meet the king. Sounds reasonable.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
And there we go, we've got a bit more detail. So we need to find 4 great lords, beat them up, and then we might be able to meet the king.
Bearer of the curse, seek souls, larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
And there we go. The Emerald Herald's 4 most famous lines, commonly reduced to bearer, seek, seek, lest, as you end up skipping through them to get to the level up screen. So let's take a look at our stats, shall we? There's a few changes to the stats in Souls 2 compared to 1. There's no resistance because nobody ever used it because it was bloody useless. But there is adaptability, which raises various attributes to ensure one's survival.
Very helpful.
Basically, it makes using your Estus Flask quicker, and it also makes your roll better. It gives you more invincibility frames on your roll, so you're more likely to roll through enemy attacks. So we definitely want to boost that because it's currently at 3, which is terrible. The other major change we need to worry about is the fact that Vigor and Vitality are 2 separate stats, because endurance... How should I phrase this? Yeah, endurance used to cover your stamina bar's length and also your equipment load. Whereas vitality is now what covers your equipment load. So yeah, forget vigor. Endurance and vitality are now two separate things rather than both being rolled into endurance, because that just made endurance the super stat for everyone all the time. So yeah, that's basically all we need to worry about stat-wise. We're going to be mostly raising strength probably because we're an axeman, but we'll see how things go once we've got a bit more souls available to us. Yeah, look at this miserable bugger.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that.
What a crestfallen man.
I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody.
You miserable
I
man.
don't know much about soul. Even I'm not.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah, he's telling us about souls, it's fine. We know about souls. I just want to get to the important point.
If that frightened,
And there we go, he's told us again about the 4 souls that we need.
when you face
Now he's offering us a covenant, which returned from the first game, but do we want to join the Way of the Blue? Let's join it for now just so we can get some more dialogue from him. I believe this is a covenant that will protect us from enemies.
people
If anyone invades us, then a different covenant called the Blue Sentinels will be able to be summoned in and try and save us from the invaders.
just fine. It will go.
It's pretty cool, but this is why we're here. Clearly.
May you find peace on your journey.
Now, let's change this one. Bam. Well, what is it? Sweet. Now we can go about our business. I believe there's a soul item somewhere around here. Maybe it's behind the next set of rocks. There it is. Jump off and then hurrah for quite something. Death is something, I suppose. A locked door. Lovely stuff. And, oh yeah, hello.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, but now somebody's gone and locked the door.
So there's a blacksmith. If we can get the door unlocked, maybe. It's a pretty big sort of area. The old Majula, as you might think, from an area that's kind of a hub world. As with Souls 1, with your sort of hub of Firelink, there's a couple of different options. We could head down that way and go towards one of the early areas of the game, or we could head over that sort of way, which is the way we're going to go. So we'll look at that in a moment. But first, hello.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat.
It's always time to be chatting with a cat.
Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchantée. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Alright then. So, sweet Shalqua. Why have I never considered naming one of our cats Shalqua? Let's just abandon the Covenant. We only joined it to chat shit and get the emote. So she sells things. This is interesting, reduces fall damage. And fall damage is worse in Souls 2 than it was in 1. Veterans to the Souls series, when they came into 2, often found themselves falling to their death because they didn't realise how much fall damage hurts in this game. And yeah, she's got a few other bits and bobs. A few consumables.
Satisfied?
She's not terribly important,
I'll be around if you ever come back.
aside from being a cat, of course. Now, this well has a gift for us. It's an Estus Flask shard.
Well, well, well.
We're going to make use of that in a bit. Actually, before I forget, let's put the Estus Flask on our hotbar next to these life gems. Life gems also being a new thing in 2, and they gradually increase your health over time. Restore your health, I should say. We've got a little merchant guy down there, but he's also got loot, so we're going to pop up here and have a look at that. And it's a Titanite shard for a bit of the old weapon upgrading. Now,
Hello there. Oh, sorry, I could.
yeah, whatever. So, he's a merchant. Maudlin, I think his name is. It's not terribly important what his name is. He sells a few bits of basic armour.
Well, I do hope I see you again.
Tell you what though, that is some nice gear that you're wearing right now, my friend. Nice robes, really stylish. See, the nice thing about these robes as well is that they give you a bonus to the amount of souls that you gather when you kill things. So that's always fun. Right, let's go upgrade the old Estus, shall we?
Bearer of the
Bearer seek last. Yeah, we know. Now, let's give him that shard, and now we'll be able to use our Estus twice. Which is very nice. And I believe we've got enough for a level. God, we need points pretty much everywhere. Adaptability definitely wants to be higher, but is strength more useful in the short term? I think it will be. There we go, our first level up. Now let's actually go and explore some of the game proper, shall we? By going down this here tunnel into our first real zone. If you found some strolling about, good to see that other people are still playing. And a rusted coin, which boosts our discoverability, I think. Increases the chance of rare items from enemies. And that's actually a bit more useful in Souls 2 compared to 1. Because unlike in Souls 1, enemies stop respawning after you've killed them about 10 times or so. It certainly makes the game more accessible for people that are really having difficulty moving through. But it also means that you can't farm for rare items. And of course the Souls purists again were like, meh, 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 because it made the game available to more people so they couldn't feel as special. So, across this bridge, or will we? Maybe we'll just flop off the edge of it. And get ourselves an effigy, which is the equivalent of humanity in this game. You'll see we've got a full health bar at the moment because we're human. We'll see how long that lasts, especially with Ogre Boy lurking over there. But this lad's our first priority, I think. Maybe we can just bypass Ogre Boy altogether. Yeah, he doesn't seem to care about us all that much. And in here we find our first bonfire in the Forest of Fallen Giants. Excellent.
Hey, that's right.
Now, we probably don't need to worry about sitting at it just yet. Let's just work our way forward. Nearly got arrowed there. you cheeky man. And now when we come up here to deal with you, you come in from behind. Mother truckers, and then you come in from behind. They're all timing this very well. And then just when you think you're safe, this lad. Now let's pop down here and see what we can do about this item. If we'd come and got this item first, then I think the guy up on the ridge would have woken up and come down. They're sneaky boys like that. Although yeah, it's just bog standard hollows at the moment. Introductory sort of area. Sprinting up ladders. It's great fun. There's an item. And there's a body. But yeah, I think there's a guy up top trying to attack us, so we're not going to do much yet down there until we've been up and dealt with him. But here's a chap coming down the ladder to kick our head in, so maybe we'll just let him come to us. Maybe we'll also jump across and grab those throwing knives. Just because you can. Standard early Dark Souls game stuff where they're like, oh look, there's an item over here you didn't see before. But now you're up here, you can grab it. Encouraging you to look around and explore and generally have a good time. It's good stuff. Now, can we get up this ladder this time, or is there going to be a second dude? No, there isn't. Good. It's hard to remember where everything is because I haven't played this game properly in at least a couple of years. It said on Steam it's been 2 years since I played, but I'm not sure if I got more than a couple of hours in the last time I played. That guy's a bit feistier than the rest around here, but he still goes down like the rest. And with a quick hop across here, we get a short sword. Lovely. Not an axe, but it's a bit closer than the Morningstar at least. Now I can drop down and some of the enemies might rise up. Or are they all going to be nice? They're all being nice. Yeah, you'll notice that the backstab is kind of like a grab animation in Souls 2. I'm not sure how the PvPers feel about that. But it seems to work fine. Broken straight sword. Let's go around for this guy first. I was thinking that one might also rise up, but there he goes. And I botched the backstab, but it's no biggie. All this XP is just fine and dandy. Now, are these guys already dead? Yeah. That guy ain't, no, surely. And one more. Running out of stamina to deal with all these chain kills, but yeah, they're all down. At least mostly. Enough for me to grab all the items, I think. Oh, hello. You can get down too. May as well use one of these life gems. And you'll see, yeah, it's slow regeneration, so it's not for use in combat, really. But it can get you back up to max between fights. Hello. Cheeky boy. At least it can if you don't leave one of the boys standing. Our axe durability is already down to 50% as well. That's interesting. It's also funny, something that was messed up in the original Souls 2, which is the durability of your weapons was tied to the frame rate of the game. And it ran at 60 FPS on PC compared to 30 on the consoles. So PC players were finding that their weapons were degrading twice as fast as console users.
But that doesn't make a lick of sense.
Which was pretty funny. Also very annoying if you were... I mean, it basically meant weapon durability mattered on the PC. Whereas they fixed it for Scholar, so now it only really matters again for low durability weapons like katanas or things like that. But even then, it's still just an annoyance. I'd rather they'd done away with it altogether. Oh, roll. Yeah, we'll use an Estus, why not? Firebomb, you say? That'll come in handy later. You're right there, mate. Oh, cheeky fuck. You weren't supposed to counter me. Unbelievable. What are you? Life gem? That's just fine, dandy. Archer at the top. But also a firebomb guy. Who doesn't seem to want to come down. That's fine, I guess. We'll just rush his mate. Ah, that old flail animation. Never gets old. And now we're getting pinged by archers from afar, but as long as we keep moving, we should be fine. Pick up a buckler there if we were the sort to defend ourselves, which we are very clearly not. And maybe we can avoid those archers now by coming up this ladder. Around here we find another lad. Trying to sneak round and ambush us. Cheeky man that he is. A throwable item and a door. And a bonfire. And a hag. And there we go. This seems a promising spot to end an episode, doesn't it? Have I got any sit emotes? I don't think I have I? No. Oh well. Guess we'll just end the episode here then next to this hag, and next time we'll see what's going on. I'll see you then.